Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm going to be talking about a CBS Sports ranking. It said top 10 NBA players who deserve a 10-year contract. It wasn't top 10, but there were 10. So I'm going to be going from 10 to 1. So who CBS thinks out of NBA players who deserve a 10-year contract, and this is including their age and injuries and all that stuff. So number 10, Devin Booker, which I'll tell you a couple people that were left off the list. It was Donovan Mitchell, Shea. I think Mitchell should be higher than Devin Booker. We haven't seen Devin Booker win yet. I'm very concerned about that since he's been in the league way longer than I actually thought. It seems like he's been in the league for like 10 years. He's like 29, but it also seems like he's like 22. Because everyone always says he's so young, but he's like 24, 25. But he needs to have success before I really think about anything. And other than scoring, he isn't great at really anything else. And then at number 9, karl-Anthony Towns. Same thing as Devin Booker. I mean, his defense is questionable at times. And I would like to see him have success. And the only time they went to the playoffs was when they were with Jimmy Butler. He had Andrew Wiggins for a while. And number 8, Ja Morant, first season, already made the playoffs. He's doing tremendous. I think that he doesn't have as many injury problems as other people higher on this list, so I love Ja Morant at number 8. Then at number 7, Ben Simmons. I don't agree with this. He's had some injury issues, and you would need to build a team around him. With a 10-year contract, he'd get paid a lot. And just a ton of injury issues, maybe some chemistry issues, and he can't shoot at all, which would be really worrying. Then next at, number 6, Bam Adebayo. I mean, he had one good year. I think people are going on his hype train a little too much, even though I was a fan of him last year. I do think he's really good, but I think one more good year until he's worthy of this. If he has another All-Star year next year, yes, I do think he would be worthy of a 10-year contract since he's way younger than I thought and most people think. But I would like to see one more year of him do really good, and then, yes, I'd give him a 10-year. Then at number 5, Trae Young. No, I'm sorry, but to have 10 years in a row where you have to surround your team with incredible defenders, or unless you're going to lose if you don't surround your team with 3 or 4 great defenders on the court with Trae Young at all times, is going to be really worrying. And if you don't have someone to hit some threes or go in the paint, and just someone that can make some shots, then Trae Young is going to be chucking up 30, 40 shots a game, and it's not going to be good. At number 4, Zion Williamson. I get why he's this low, and before people get outraged, injury issues. If he didn't have injury issues, 1,000% probably top 2, top 3 at least, maybe number 1. But injury issues would ruin it. His shooting isn't great, but there's really no other reason why he's this low other than injury issues, which I completely get. To sign Zion to a 10-year contract would be probably the biggest risk of a contract in NBA history. If it's a bust, then it's going to ruin your team for longer than 10 years. If it's a boom, then your team is going to be in contention for 10 years straight. So, incredibly big boomer bust. Biggest boomer bust move in offseason history. It might be if that would happen. Then at number 3, Jason Tatum. I get this, and he's been improving a lot. Yeah, I get this. He's been improving a ton. Doesn't have a ton of injury issues, and I think that he can be a leader. I think that he can be a great locker room guy. I think Kyrie just messed that up and kind of ruined his reputation. That at number 2, Giannis. Completely makes sense. The reason he isn't number 1 is because, you might know who's there. 2, he's like 25, 26. So you'd be getting like 5 to 8 good years out of him. And it's worth it. If you win a couple titles within those years, then it's worth it to have a few years where you're just terrible and don't have any cap space. But you gotta accept that that's going to come with Giannis. Then at number 1, easily Luka. He does have some injury concerns, but he looks like he could be the next GOAT. I am fully aboard the Luka hype train, and I'm probably the biggest Luka fan that I know, so there will be some bias included in this, but he's really young. He's only 21, even though he was 20 for most of the season, so he just turned 21 a couple months ago, and he's almost averaging a 30-point triple-double. His defense is questionable, but he's only 21. I think that by the time that he's in his prime, he will be an average to above average defender. I don't get why people call him out on his defense so much. I just think because his offense is so good compared to his defense, which is average. And he's only a 21-year-old. Why are we not calling out John Morant on his defense? Because his offense isn't as good as Luka's. If John Morant's offense was as good as Luka's, people would be outraged on Jaw's defense, which is actually worse than Luka's. But no one talks about John Morant's defense, but people talk about Luka's because they want to criticize Luka and they can't find anything on offense. But, yeah, I mean, you would have some injury issues, but you'd be with Luka until he's 31. So, assuming he could stay healthy or even play like 60 to 70 games in the regular season per year, you're most likely going to win a couple titles, and you're going to have him throughout his prime. But, yeah, guys, that's what I think about the CBS Sports top 10 players to a 10-year contract, because, of course, Patrick Mahomes got signed to a 10-year contract. That was the idea. So, shout out to Mahomes. Don't think it was the best move by the Chiefs, but they locked him up for a while, and he got the bag. But, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be healthy, stay safe, and peace.